Words appear. Painting and touch-up for multifamily properties. Sherwin-Williams. Paintbrushes and rollers paint walls.
It's amazing how the right tools and a few tips can make any paint job easier, faster, and more successful. Whether you're spraying or rolling, inside or out, it's a good rule of thumb to start at the top and work your way down. For interior jobs, that means painting the ceiling first, then using a brush to cut in at corners and around any trim, like woodwork, baseboards, and crown molding. For these areas, we recommend using a 2.5 to 3 inch angled brush to paint about a 2-inch band onto the wall. If you're painting a larger area, however, a straight edge 3-inch brush will get the job done faster. Regardless of the job, the paint you're applying will determine the brush to use. A high-quality brush made with synthetic bristles of nylon or polyester is the best choice for latex paints, while natural China bristle brushes deliver better flow and leveling for oil-based paints, stains, and varnishes. Holding any brush for hours is tiring, but this technique will reduce fatigue and result in a smoother, streak-free finish. Hold the brush near the base of the handle and dip it halfway up the bristles. Tap the excess off on the side of the can. Wiping it on the side of the can will create drips. Press the bristles against the surface lightly. Too much pressure can cause runs and a sore wrist. When painting trim, use the same technique. However, a smaller size brush may provide more control. As you're painting, cut in one wall at a time with your brush. Then roll paint onto the rest of the wall while the cut-in band is still wet. It'll result in a more seamless finish when the paint dries. Although rollers are a common choice for covering large areas, not all roller covers are created equal. The surface you're painting and the type of paint you're using will determine the right roller cover for the job. If the surface is smooth, you'll want a roller cover with a shorter pile or nap height. Heavily textured surfaces like stucco or some ceilings will require a roller cover with a thicker nap to ensure good coverage on uneven surfaces. Different types of roller cover fabrics are also designed to optimize results. Synthetic covers are ideal for latex paints. Natural fiber covers like mohair or sheepskin are designed for oil-based paints. Otherwise, the water in latex paint can cause natural fibers to swell and get matted. And blended covers combine the pickup power of natural fibers with polyester for longer life. These hybrid covers can be used with any kind of paint. For better performance when using a new roller cover, wrap a strip of inverted masking tape around your hand and run it across the surface to remove loose fibers. Pour some paint in a roller tray and move the roller back and forth several times until it's evenly coated. Then draw it across the ridges of the tray to remove excess paint. Working in 2-foot sections, make an end pattern and cross roll to spread the paint. Finish each section with light roller strokes at right angles to the cross rolling. Maintain light pressure for even coverage across the entire surface to provide a smooth, attractive finish that also satisfies the coating's recommended film thickness. Mill thickness is a measurement of the thickness of the paint film when it's applied to the wall. It's important because paint is formulated to perform best at a specified thickness. Apply too much paint and the coating may sag. Too little coating will result in poor hide or insufficient defense against moisture or UV damage. The coating manufacturer may express the required thickness as wet mill thickness or dry film thickness, which simply refers to the thickness before or after the paint is dried. Although there are several types of gauges used to measure mill thickness, this common tool has notches spaced at 1 mm increments. Hold the gauge at a 90-degree angle to the surface and press firmly, ensuring that both sides contact the substrate. The number above the last visible notch indicates the mill thickness of the coating. If you're measuring wet film thickness, there will be a trace of paint on the gauge. Make sure to clean the gauge as soon as you're finished so it'll be accurate the next time you take a reading. When it's time to touch up, you'll need a small quantity of the original paint, the original application tool, and water or mineral spirits for thinning. If possible, touch up using the same paint initially applied, so color and sheen are an exact match. Reduce latex touch-up paint with water by 5 to 10%, or for oil-based paints, reduced by the same percentage using the correct solvent. Touch up using the original application method. For example, if the paint was applied with a roller, don't touch up with a brush. Try to do the touch-up when the temperature is similar to the original application. Temperature can affect the final color of the touch-up, with cooler temperatures actually causing the shade to appear lighter than the rest of the wall. Whether you're painting inside or out, temperature matters. Outside, paint when the humidity is low and the temperature is between 70 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. When the humidity is high, water-based paints will take longer to dry. On sunny days, try to follow the shade so wet paint isn't exposed to direct sunlight. That can cause the paint to blister. And just like interior painting, it's best to start at the top and work your way down, always maintaining a wet edge as you work. If you paint into an area where the paint is already dried, the film could wrinkle or peel later. The last step is cleanup. High-quality brushes will last for years if properly maintained. For latex paints, warm water and a mild dish detergent are all that's needed to clean a synthetic bristle brush. Rinse your tools in fresh water until there's no sign of residual paint. For oil-based paints, clean up using the recommended solvents. Always follow manufacturer safety recommendations when using solvents. And of course, never pour unused paint down a drain or storm sewer. Consult your local recycling agency for more information on proper disposal regulations. Follow these suggestions and you'll have a great paint job that's efficient, great looking, and delivers lasting performance. For more information, visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or sherwinwilliams.com.
Sherwin-Williams.